Welcome to Aired Out, brought to you by Capital Showplace Montpelier and Paramount Theater Barrie. At FGBtheaters.com, CW Print and Design in Barrie, at CWPrintDesign.com, Peak Entertainment, PeakDJ.com, Cruise Planners, your land and cruise experts. In Vermont, CruisePlanners.com, Donnybrook Fight Promotions of Williamstown, CBDCrave.com. Presented by CVTV, Public Access Channel 192 and 194, CVTV723.org, Fontaine Forestry and Millworks, Route 14 East Montpelier. Custom orders, rough, kiln dry, plain, tongue and groove, or shiplap. FontaineMillworks.com and Fly on the Wall Productions. Now, let's get aired out.
It's a rainy Wednesday night. I'm JD Green. You've got Aired Out. Thank you so much for subscribing, for tuning in tonight. Brought to you by Gauthier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance of Orange. Great, great people. Our new presenting sponsor, along with Fontaine Forestry and Millworks. Route 14 over in East Montpelier. Mark and the family over there, we appreciate you all so, so much. Roger Hill is saying we have some more scattered showers left over tonight. That'll continue. The stars eventually going to be coming out. We'll clear out. Temps down in the lower 60s. A few more morning rain showers tomorrow. Maybe a rumble of thunder tomorrow, but some sunshine in there as well. A little bit less humid, 75 to 80. Looking ahead to Friday, mix of sun and clouds. Less humid still, 70s, low 70s for the high. Saturday and Sunday look pretty good, a mix of sun and clouds. Maybe a stray sprinkle in there, but for the most part, we've got a nice weekend coming up. So the State Department of Motor Vehicles is investigating an employee who has been accused of embezzling from the agency. They're looking into this right now. 36-year-old guy from, or lady rather, from Williston, who has been charged with felony embezzlement. Not sure if you read about that in the paper today, but that's one of the stories going on. The other one, sad news out of North Hero, the body of that man who went missing from a boat in Lake Champlain between Alburgh and North Hero has been recovered. His aluminum fishing boat was found near a railroad trestle yesterday with his belongings on board. Divers and helicopters were searching for him. His body was located around 40 yards from shore last night. Then we have a 67-year-old man from Cornwall who apparently crashed his car into a creek and never got out of the driver's seat. And the car was submerged in the Otter Creek yesterday. He was rushed to the hospital, but didn't make it. So some pretty heavy stories in Vermont news. Hey, let's talk about sports. The Red Sox, Brian Johnson, he gave up 3 runs in the first, and the Red Sox had their 5-game winning streak busted open with that 3-2 loss to the Phillies last night at Fenway. Hopefully Mother Nature is going to allow for the game tonight. Rick Porcello will be getting things started on the mound. So, again, thanks for tuning in tonight. Right around 5:35, about 25 to 6. You know the Food Network. I'm sure a lot of you watch the Food Network. The Great Food Truck Race is one of their shows. It's hosted by Tyler Florence, and this season there were 9 teams that were all provided food trucks, and they faced off against each other up and down the Atlantic coast, eyeing for a $50,000 prize. And I have with me 2 of the 3-person team of Make It Maple. We have a local mom, Sue Aldrich, and her son, and one of Mom's best friends right here, Paulette. Paulette, we instantly met and became the best of friends.
I know.
Within like 3.5, maybe 4 seconds.
I know. I'm feeling sort of left out over here, even though I've known you for 20 years.
Oh, my
That's okay.
God. Sue, we haven't seen each other in so long.
I know.
You live in Montpelier.
Yes.
So a little bit about you. First off, tell me about what you do for a living.
Well, I'm a local real estate agent, and
Yeah.
you better shut me off pretty quickly.
For what company? Plug them.
Caldwell Banker Classic
Caldwell
Properties.
Banker.
I'm the broker owner of that company.
Yeah.
And I sell houses and land and properties all over central Vermont.
Okay.
So you just give Sue a ringy ding. She needs
Damn
some
good at it.
real estate help.
Well, drop the phone number. Don't just say ringy ding. What's the phone number?
out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't have one, maybe.
She doesn't even know her phone number. Paula. Can you believe it? My God, this lady.
The office phone number is 223-6300.
Yeah.
And my personal cell phone number is 839-0213. That's 839-0213.
All right.
Thank you for the plug, JD.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I'm going to just move this microphone just a little bit closer to you.
Okay, I'll
so
move
we can
in.
hear you. But so your husband Alex,
Mm-hmm.
interesting dude.
Certain days.
I mean, a little bit about Alex.
Yes. So Alex and I met. He was working for the NEA in D.C. I was working for Smithsonian Magazine.
Yeah.
We got married down there. We moved to Atlanta, where he was the director of cultural programs for the Olympics. Actually, he was the music producer. And then at the end, right towards the end of the Olympics, we had triplet boys.
Triplets.
One of Charlie, one of whom was on the show with us.
Oh,
And at the same time that the triplets came along, I wasn't working because of the triplets, and Alex was out of a job. So
wow.
he came up here as the director of the Arts Council,
Yes.
which he retired from 2 years.
17?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's working with me now in real estate,
Yeah.
which is awesome because I can
That is.
boss him around.
Now, are you technically his boss?
Yes.
That is fantastic.
Honey
Paula.
do.
Woo! I love that.
Honey do.
It's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
So, yeah,
So Alex was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
that's right. All due to me, I might add. He's a trivia, like, little
Crazed.
weird genius.
Yeah.
And what happened was
He's crazy.
He is crazy. And I knew.
And smart.
Well, okay, I'd go
Well,
anyway.
I'd go 80-20.
And I knew that he was really good at it. So in the very beginning of it with Regis, you were allowed to call twice a day.
Wow.
And then I would call for him and put him on because I couldn't answer any of the questions. And he eventually got on, which is incredible.
How did he do?
He was the very first contestant on for our night, and he won $125,000.
Were you crying?
First of all, I didn't think during the practice session, he actually did the worst of everyone. Like every single time, he was last with the fastest finger. So I was up in the back. I thought, well, this is the slowest finger.
Oh my God.
I know there's just so many. Anyway, so when I was sitting up in the back and talking to one of the other people there, one of the other wives or whatever, and all of a sudden I see her. Big Al from Vermont won the fastest finger. I was like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, because he actually won right away. And then he got up there and he got up to $125,000.
How long ago was all that?
2000.
2000. Was it that long ago? Wow.
And
It
what was
was.
the question? Was the losing question?
The
was
losing
something
question, which he
about
got
a
right.
monotreme.
That's right. What makes a monotreme? And he wasn't sure he wasn't totally sure. And they said, well, what would you guess? He said, well, I would guess that a monotreme lays eggs. And they were like, well, you got your $125,000, but you would have had 250 because that's correct.
So so you have to tell them what a monotreme is.
It's some kind of animal that lays eggs. It's a bird of some kind. No, maybe it's a fish. I don't know.
Wow.
Okay. No, it's a mammal. It's some kind.
It's like a platypus.
Yes.
A platypus.
It's like
Yeah,
Sure.
it's like a mammal that lays eggs.
Yes, I've always wanted a platypus.
it would go well with you.
So then you got onto a reality show.
I did. I got myself on House Hunters. I actually did not get myself on there. My buyers, because real estate agents can't try to be on because they just say no. So my buyers, without me knowing it, said, let's try to be on House Hunters. And when we got they say apparently 200 people a week try out for this show. I don't know if that's true. But when we got to top 30, they called me all sheepish. They were like, Sue, we feel really bad, but we hope you're not mad. But we're in the top 30 and now you need to do a little promo video. And I was like, are you kidding? I couldn't be happier.
It's like a
So-
silver, like an angel,
just
an
talking about-
angel that flies
Yeah.
over her shoulder, or just sits on her shoulder,
Yeah,
and
what's-
amazing things happen to her. It's crazy.
And her friends, which we're going to get into in a little bit. But
I'm
so,
sitting tight.
how did you do on? Yeah, you're just
Just looking pretty for the
yeah,
camera.
That's right. That's right. So, what did you do with House Hunters? Were you running all over the country? What
No,
happened?
it's all right here in Central Vermont.
What did they do?
So what happens in House Hunters, which apparently is their most popular, one of their most popular shows, is you go back in time and recreate a house buying process with a family of some kind. And so you go to these 3 houses, 2 of which will be decoys because they've already bought their house. You know what I
Interesting.
mean?
Sure,
And so you go back in as if you're looking at these houses for the very first time. And then the viewers try to guess, and they ask the realtor, like, well, what do you think about, so-and-so? I'm like, well, I think he's crazy to think, because they love the drama.
Of course, that's what makes reality TV.
Exactly. And then, the big reveal. So which house did they pick? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? And they show a little picture and have a little name for it, and then,
Were you nervous during any of the production of this?
not even, no, not at all.
Not at all.
Unflappable.
It was super fun. It was 8 to 6, like solid 4 days for me, solid 6 days for the buyers. The buyers get paid a little,
Yeah.
and I of course don't get paid, but the
Right.
publicity.
The buyers got
It's
Yeah, they do.
right, right, and,
So-
and some great PR.
Yeah, exactly. And it was super, super fun. And I think I'm going to be on again because they really loved seeing Vermont homes. It's
And-
unusual.
Yours truly.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's not to love?
Paulette, Paulette, first of all, thank you for being here. How do you say your last name again?
Fiorentino.
Holy crap!
It's got a lot of
So
syllables.
you're good friends with Sue. You guys have been friends for over 20 years
Yes.
now. So what did you used to do?
I was formerly a kindergarten, first grade teacher, also ESL or ELL,
Over at the
in Montpelier.
Union
Yeah, at Union
Elementary School.
Elementary, yeah.
So what do you do now?
Now I am in, I work at Bailey Road in Montpelier, retail sales.
Okay.
Cute little things, pretty things.
Yeah,
Get
plug
there.
them. Plug them.
And I'm figuring out how to ride this.
The Sue Aldrich train?
Oh, I hitched my wagon onto that
Oh,
a
did
long
you?
time ago,
Did
JJ.
you?
No, just to figure out how to capitalize on this Food Network piece.
Yeah.
I'm in a new phase of life. I'm recently divorced, and trying to figure out what I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I want to hear how this all came to be, but I want to hear your take on it. So you and Sue are friends. Sue calls you one day and says,
I was sad about some things that were happening in my life, and Sue. It was last summer, right?
Yeah.
And Sue, and she knew it. She's been supportive, wildly supportive through some rough times that rough time I was going through, and she came, just flopping up, not flopping. I'm trying
There's
to
some
think, not
flopping.
trouncing, no, but
I've seen her walk. I know the walk.
Yeah, okay.
I know the
So
walk.
she just came up the driveway with her phone in her hand. I don't know if you can pan out, but there it is.
And she's never looking in front of her while she's walking
No,
on the phone.
she is not.
She's up here, over here. She's looking at this. She's a busy lady. 3 things at the same time, always.
Always multitasking.
Of course.
So she came, just teetering up the lawn, saying, "I have the best idea. Here's what we're doing. We are going to apply to be on the Food Network show."
And you said,
Or on the Food Network to the Great Food Truck Race.
The Great
And I was
Food
like,
Truck Race.
I'm like, Sue, what? She goes, I called, I looked up the application process, I put our names, and we're going to do it. And I'm like, oh, I had nothing else going on. I'm like, okay, all right,
I
let's do
figured
it.
she needed a little break from her life.
Yeah.
And wouldn't that be funny? And then we didn't hear for 8 months, so I was like, well, the hell with them.
8 months.
And then all of a sudden, they said, hey, if you're still interested.
It was February they called us, right? Yeah.
We submitted in July
Yep.
or August. And yeah, so it took 8 months, and I was angry at that point. I was like, what didn't they love
Yeah,
about
what?
us?
What?
You know, you had to send in pictures and
Yeah.
your ideas and food ideas and everything. It was a lot of work. But then they called, and we just went through that process.
And it goes from 0 to 100. Like
Yeah.
you
I'm
wait,
sure.
you're hanging around, kind of dangling out there, trying to, just wondering if you're ever going to get a phone call. And in your mind, you're like, nah, it's not going to happen.
It's too many
not gonna
people.
happen."
It's too much. But what happened, what I think happened, because I know we've said this before, I think that we were such a weird combo. Like, what mother-son, like
Yes.
two old ladies and a little cutie
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, he is a charmer. We should have like a cardboard cutout of him or something.
Charlie, and I'm so bummed that he's not here.
I know.
But this is your son. He's 23,
Three.
4?
23.
23. And where the hell is he right now?
He's in New York City. He got a job, thank you God, as a headhunter.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
making
inherited
money, and
that little angel looking
he,
out over
he's a
him.
little salesperson.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we're gonna hammer on Charlie here in a little bit, but so you find out that it's all systems go.
Yes.
And you call Paulette.
No, we had to go through like background checks and Skype interviews with different producers. I mean, it took a long time. And then when we found out, we were like, what?
Yeah, it was it was drips and drabs before you find out that you actually make it.
Yeah.
So they'll say, hey, can you send why don't you do this, what was it, the restaurant quiz, or you have
Yeah.
to take some restaurant test about cleanliness and
Yeah, we had to take a safety course with,
OSHA, was it no, I don't know what it was. I'm making up acronyms.
we did have to take like a test and pass it. And Paulette had to get we had to designate who was going to be the truck driver, and Paulette is the truck driver.
Lord help us.
I know. So she had to get like a CDL or
Yeah.
CBL, whatever that is. So
So just it's
And-
all little.
all-
Then they want to see your recipes. Then they
but
want
all
to
along the way, they're like, you're not totally in
Yeah.
yet, but it's looking good.
just the carrot.
They
Really?
kept, and they
dangling
kept
the whole
saying
time.
to us, "You're high on the love list." I was like, "That must be Hollywood talk." I'm glad to be high on the love list.
Right.
High on the love list.
So
So how did you find out? You got a phone call,
Yeah.
an
The
email?
well, I think what really pushed us over is we did a Skype interview with a producer.
Yes.
So it was Charlie, Sue, and myself, and I don't remember what was this? I don't know if I could say it.
Peter.
And we just
All-
knocked it out of the ballpark.
Really?
all
It was
of us
such
were
a
laughing
good, yeah, it was a
so
good,
hard.
it was fun.
I
We
mean,
had
he was snorting.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, the interview.
Well, I mean, you should hear some of the stuff this one said.
Oh,
This one? Oh my God.
but breastfeeding came
Yeah,
up,
triplets.
and Charlie having to compete because I think the producer asked about competition.
Yeah, Charlie, what makes you want to win this? How competitive are you, Charlie? Charlie's like, well, I had to fight for my mother's breast milk.
Can you can imagine how competitive I am? And then Peter
And and I'm in the middle of that going, really? Really?
and then I talk about puppies and suckling and litters of puppies and
That
it's just
is-
a nasty visual. But we had a good time.
We had a good time.
Right.
And there was great chemistry. It's
Yeah.
not like Charlie, Sue, and I hung out. Our kids were little together.
Right, of course.
So it's not, and your kids grow up into adults and they go off to school. It's not like we were hanging out, but it was just a good dynamic and it was fun, and we crushed it.
Yeah. So what did they say? Did
then,
they
of
say
course-
right there in the Skype interview, hey, you're in?
No. We had to go through background checks, this food safety. There were more, they
Hoops to
wanted
jump
more
through.
hoops. So what Peter said was, look, you guys are high on the love list. I tell you that right now. But you're not professional chefs. Every other person on there, well, I think with the exception of one other team, were professional chefs.
Isn't that something?
So we're just home cooks.
And I think if my memory serves me, that it was John Gales that told me that you were on the show. And by the way, he's watching tonight.
Is he? Hey, John.
He's watching tonight.
Hi, John and Robin.
But the first thing that I said to myself was Sue Aldrich cooking show, and I'm like, well, I've known Sue for a long time. I got the whole real estate thing down, and the radio sales and everything, because we met when she was
I remember
in
that.
radio sales.
Yep.
But I didn't know that she was a cook enough to be on a cooking show. On
Anything you want her to be, JD.
I know, she's a chameleon. She really is. So, I mean, that was the first thing I was like, really? How did that? Was this somehow connected with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I mean, how is this happening?
All of it, I think, knowing Sue for as long as I have, is just a lark. Like, hey, and I think it's a good metaphor for people. I'm going to get a little
Please do.
serious, but I think it's a good, not a metaphor, but a good example for people to just be like, why the hell not? A lot of people have said since we've been back, like, oh my God, good for you for putting yourself out there. Good for you for doing that. And to which I think, why not?
Of course.
And she's just a perfect
She's
example.
the epitome of that.
Yeah.
Well, plus I was trying to be a good friend. I thought this would be so fun.
And there's that.
To take Paulette's mind off of everything because it was a hard time,
Right.
and we love to watch our cooking show.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You guys watch
Yeah.
cooking shows together.
Yeah.
And then I think I read somewhere, maybe it was 7 Days, that after you watch cooking shows together, you'll consult with each other.
Yes.
And I would have done this differently. I would have added this. I would have done that.
Yeah.
That's a couple of psychos right there.
Right, it really is, especially because we were so
Or we
harsh.
text during it.
We were so harsh, and now we didn't do very well, Judy.
Well,
Oh, yeah, we were hard on contestants. Like, could you believe that
What were
asshole?
they thinking?
And what they did with the candy corn. What?
Oh, my-
Jesus. Don't they know about umami?
so where did you get this whole Make It Maple team? And I mean, they provided the truck to you.
Yes,
But
and
where
the car.
are you coming up with? Who came up with the idea of Vermont maple? And we need to make up some
I did.
maple recipes.
I did because I thought it'll make us stand apart because we're really from the heart of maple syrup and maple
course.
products. So I thought, what's our hook? What's our thing to do? Because when I decided to do it, I was like, we're going to get on this show, and then 8 months of no. But anyway, so that's how we and you can use maple and savory or sweet.
Right.
So we were.
Of course.
It was like a wide open.
So they asked you what would be on your menu.
Yes. So each team has its own hook, its own style of thing. There was NOLA Creations, which was New Orleans food.
Taste of the quarter in every order.
Oh Lord.
And then there was the Brunch Babes who did brunch items. There were the Vegan Gals
Okay.
who did vegan food. You see,
mean,
everyone
super
had.
vegan,
There was
yeah.
Baby Got Mac. What a brilliant name is that? Baby Got Mac was all different mac and cheeses.
Really?
I like Big Mac. And I
And the
cannot
People's
lie.
Fry,
Oh boy.
People's Fry. What were the tater guys?
Frank and Slides
Frankenslides.
from Idaho.
Frankenslides from Idaho.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who else are we missing?
How many trucks are there?
Rolling
9?
Rolling Indulgence, which was 50s diner food.
Oh, they were so
Wow.
talented.
It
lot of
was
fun.
It was fun. It was Medea made.
Oh, Medea
we
made.
could forget that.
Oh, the
They were
twins.
our identical twin,
Faith and Hope.
Faith and Hope,
They're awesome.
and
So
Dre.
you guys made a lot. You've made a lot of friends
We
down there.
yes
Are you still in touch with them?
Yes.
through Instagram.
Yeah.
Was there good healthy camaraderie between
Yes,
all of you?
that's all it
Or was there
was.
fierce ugly competition?
The producers said that in the past there had been some of that, but in our group
Oh, it was just.
it was a love fest.
Yeah.
And they were really all such interesting, nice, good people.
That's cool.
Yeah. I
It
feel
was.
like we made forever friends. I've said that before in other interviews.
Yeah.
It was all.
I'd love to visit them all, like
I wanna go to
NOLA.
Atlanta. I sent
Atlanta.
Daryl a text saying I was coming to Atlanta.
Good.
So yeah,
So you created this menu,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had to buy all of the product.
let's
and
back up.
Yeah, back-
Simmer down.
back-
Simmer the fuck up there.
Back
JD.
that ass up.
So
I'm so.
our pitch was maple. On that day that Sue came up the lawn carrying her phone and multitasking, she's like, "We're going to be on that show, and we're going to sell maple products." So when in part of the questioning and stuff, they say, "Well, what are some recipes that you're going to make with maple syrup?" So we had to submit that too.
With pictures, professional
And
pictures.
description.
And that had to be
Sorry.
approved. That had to be.
Yep.
You had to get a green light on.
Yes. So we sent pictures and description of what we were doing, which was we did a Vermont slant on a Cubano sandwich.
Verbano.
The Verbano. We did.
Verbano.
Yeah, it was amazing.
What, can you break that down for me?
Yeah, it was basically pork roasted in a maple, syrup and garlic and things like that, and then pickle and
Pickled
ham.
vegetable. Oh no, I'm sorry.
You're thinking the
I'm doing
banh mi,
right.
and the pickle and ham, and instead of Swiss cheese, which is on a Cubano, we did Vermont cheddar cheese, and then we had a little maple mustard on there.
Yellow mustard and maple.
Really good.
And this was a
And it's
recipe that
pressed.
you created
Yeah.
in your mind?
Yeah.
Well, we played in the kitchen.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
It was amazing,
Yeah.
and we had the banh mi, which is
Yeah,
a funny.
what's that?
That's basically a Vietnamese sandwich, that it was chicken that was grilled in a maple ginger cilantro kind of marinade, and then you put pickled vegetables on that and a maple sriracha
Sriracha.
mayo
Yeah.
on a soft bun to die for.
Wow.
To die.
Okay,
and
so
lime
that's
juice.
that's lime juice. That's number 2 on the menu.
Well, yes, and see, we got off so soon. We didn't have a chance to show everything, but
Right.
we also did polenta coins on arugula with Bailey Hazen Blue
And
Vermont
maple
cheese
butter
and a hot maple butter
and bacon.
and bacon. Maple.
That was amazing.
That was really good.
Yeah. Are you salivating?
Yeah, I mean, really, this is
Oh, and the maple dumplings.
pants are a little wet.
I just jizzed in my pants.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't help
And
myself.
she was a kindergarten teacher.
I know,
I mean,
doesn't it
this
blow your
is-
mind?
Wow.
Language. Colorful
Anyway,
language.
so do we have any other menu items?
We had the maple dumplings,
Yeah.
which is like a soft, not like a wonton dumpling, like a
Yeah.
soft, like a chicken and dumpling, but it's you sort of braise the steam, I guess, the dumplings in a
In the
maple,
maple syrup.
Bath.
and then
So it absorbs all.
with whipped cream and lime zest, killer good.
What's the lime zest? What the hell is lime
Just to
zest?
break the sweet a little.
So you want
And
in
it
something
looks
that's
good.
delicious. Yeah, it's pretty nice contrast with the cream. You know, a little green on there. It's all about presentation.
I understand.
And all the flavors of sweet, sour, salty.
Yeah,
What's the other one? Sweet, sour, salty.
and a little hot, little.
Oh, and heat.
little
Yeah,
temperature.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
acid,
But
yeah.
They
that- yeah.
wanted you to incorporate all of it.
No,
we
we
that's
just-
our
Oh, you just want-
knowledge.
we just
Wow.
we just
Yeah, we
tried
just-
maple recipes too.
And
I
we
went
knew
right-
what we like. We know what we grew up, or we were, in our 20 years of friendship, we not only would we talk on the phone about the cooking shows, but her kids were over at my house,
Right.
celebrating just all the time, and we would make dinners
And
together
also,
eat.
Paulette used cooking in the classroom
I did
to
that a
teach
lot.
math and
all
things
the
like that.
content areas.
And
Really?
so
Yeah.
maple was in her classroom to begin with because it's so much healthier than sugar. So to sweeten something in one way or another,
Right.
she would teach the kids,
It's got like magnesium in it, and
Oh, it's
Yeah, all
high
kinds
in
of
mineral.
minerals,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very good for you.
and
And
better,
it's
so
natural.
much better than sugar.
Processed.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking sugar. Yeah.
Yeah. My father thinks I'm crazy because I'll put maple syrup in my coffee.
Oh, so good.
But he's 87. He's old school.
That was another thing. We made a maple cardamom simple syrup for coffee.
Wow.
It was really good.
Yeah.
So
I'll make it
what
for
the
you.
hell is the lime zest?
The lime zest you have to see a picture of it. I wish I had one on my phone.
Who knows what lime zest is?
It's you take a lime, and you zest it, the
Oh.
skin.
Oh yeah, just like a grate, like a grater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a little sprinkling of green.
Pretty green.
Yeah. And
Got
it
it.
gives a little tiny,
Hint of just a kiss
acid.
of citrus.
Yeah, citrus.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Kind of like the pickle with the sugar on snow. It was a little bit of the citrus on the sweet cream and maple dumplings.
Oh my.
Cut it out. Cut it up.
Clean up. We
Yeah,
need to clean
clean
up
up.
over here, Billy. Billy.
Billy, aisle 5. Oh my God. That's unbelievable. What a menu.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. And of course, if once you see the show, and I know you haven't been able to find it,
No.
but once you see it, JD, one of the things that the first challenge is we have to make a classic Carnival beach bite. So
Because we were in, where were we?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, and by the way, they put you up at the Hilton, and you
Really?
know, food is, you get a pretty. It was super fun.
But we're in complete darkness as to when anything is going to happen
Or who
and
the other teams are. They
I
don't
don't know
want you
what's gonna
fraternized
happen.
to begin with. You know, just sort
they
of.
went dark. We're like, who, where, what? We were on.
It was April. The Hilton was empty, but we still couldn't tell. It was a huge hotel.
We're like,
right
when
on
is the
beach.
shoe going to drop? Who are we going to meet? What's the next move?
So how did that, what happened? I mean, I have to
Well,
know.
they have finally they say everybody gather here, and we have a meeting and go over all the rules and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's when you went into a room and you met
And we
everyone else.
finally looked around and we're like, oh, these are our competitors.
Yeah.
Wow. And knowing the prerequisites to what you had to get to be able to get into the show, you must have had a great deal of respect for everyone else.
Oh,
that you-
absolutely.
that you met.
We knew.
Yeah.
Right off.
Yeah, right off.
Wow.
You could
So-
just look at them and know almost what style of food and how good it was going to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Right.
You
So
just
did they
tell.
say, here's your truck? And they just pulled a sheet off of it and there it was?
Well, they have you run down. That was
Oh,
embarrassing.
wait. I feel like I need to do this a little more linearly.
Yeah, reel us
so
back
after,
in there,
Yeah,
Paulette.
so after they, at that meeting, they tell
She
you to
bossy.
come up. Yes, sorry. Well, somebody's got to steer this ship.
Here we go.
Yeah. Pull my pants up. After we did that meeting, then they tell you, okay, so you tomorrow you have to come up with a carnival bite. Now we
Yeah.
haven't seen anything.
They gave us like
We
15
were
minutes to
wandering around the
decide it.
hotel. Yeah,
Yeah.
15 minutes. Come up with a carnival bite using your POV, your brand. Think of, your
Make it maple.
yeah.
Make it
So
maple.
we and give us a shopping list. So we were like, okay, time, carnival bite. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So we thought, hot dogs,
Maple dogs.
maple dogs.
Okay.
So we put down on our list because this is a good story.
This is a
we
good
put
story.
down on our list hot dogs, buns, yellow mustard.
Pickles.
We had some maple syrup,
We had-
pickles,
That's
and
it.
butter.
Yeah, and butter. And then, when we went in the next day and we were all picking up because the very first challenge, since we were starting from ground zero, was we only had to make a very few of these items because they were going to have beachgoers be the judges.
Oh.
So we only had to make 10 or 12 or something like that. And so we did that, and we thought, oh, a maple dog, you boil the dogs in a little maple syrup and water so they get infused with the maple taste. Hot
Again,
buttered
salty and sweet.
Yes, I understand
hot
that.
buttered
Yep.
bun, toasted, with the little dill pickle and a mustard.
Maple mustard.
Maple
Yeah.
mustard. So, but when we went in to see, there were these sort of big mesh bags that you would go in and
Your items, that
your
signature
items.
item. Your
And so we saw everybody else. Charlie started singing because he sings.
Well, wait.
Uh,
People had bags that were just
That's what I'm about
filled.
to say.
Okay, all
I
right.
would say,
go ahead.
yeah, so we were looking at ours, and Charlie goes, "Oh boy, people had so many items for these things." And Charlie starts going, "Skimpy bag, skimpy bag." He said, "Mom, I'm singing the skimpy bag blues. This is sad."
The skimpy bag.
Because we just had a bag with like pickles and hot dogs, and everybody's got,
looked like your-
corn and pineapples
Donuts.
and 5-pound bags of flour, and it was
Yeah.
Serious
potatoes.
ingredients.
Yeah, it was heavy bags, and we just had like a pound of butter and
Oh.
some hot dogs.
And then we were cooking, and my sister, she called me. She said, "Sue, I burst out laughing so hard when I finally saw the show because she didn't see it when it aired." I said, "What? Did this make you laugh?" She goes, "Oh, no, that was kind of funny." I said, "Oh, maybe this made you laugh?" "Oh, no, that was kind of funny." No, all of a sudden, they show all the different cooks. They go to all the different, trucks. And there you guys are, boiling some weenie dogs. And it just looked,
Fucking hot dogs.
Yeah, right. Wow.
but,
We're on food truck making hot dogs.
but can we say that was kind
We
of,
won that challenge.
we did not win. We were runners up.
We came in.
So out of the
almost-
9, there were three winners, and we were one of the 3.
That must have pissed off some others there that really put a lot of
Oh, I
Oh,
can
they
time
imagine.
and
But-
ingredients.
I think they were shocked.
yeah, rather
We
than
were
angry-
shocked.
Yeah,
We were like, "Yeah, we're going home.
we're going
Out.
home.
Yeah, this
we
is
lost
it.
this, yeah.
we knew we weren't going home yet because it was just the first challenge because
Yeah.
there's multiple. But we were standing around. They said, yeah. So the only teams that got more than one vote from the beachgoers are Soul Food Collective, Rolling Indulgence, and Make It Maple. And we're like, well, the three of us were like, what?
Wow.
Wet our pants. Woo!
They were really tasty.
Yeah, they're really good.
They were.
Yeah.
So 50 grand is what you win. And so this competition, the bottom line is it's based on how much money you make at the end of the day, or is it at the end of the week?
It's at the end of a 2-day period.
Okay.
Is that right? Yes, 2 days.
So the truck that makes the least amount of money in sales is out.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
How far did you make it out of 9 trucks?
We first off,
You were the first one next?
yeah,
Wah, wah.
So how much money did you make?
we made something like 780. We were only $23 off.
Oh,
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, that was hard because we also realized some of the things we did poorly was one, we underpriced the food. Everybody else was way higher price that we could see anyway.
interesting.
And then we had the chicken banh mi, which was delicious beyond belief. Charlie was out selling it right out front.
Right.
Paulette and I are doing the cooking.
Pushing it.
He was the front
He
of the
was
house.
the front of the house
guy.
sales guy,
Charming.
Oh,
people,
sure.
talking up the teenage girls.
singing,
Of course.
Disgusting.
selling.
So he comes up and he goes, Mom, Paulette, you got to change this banh mi sandwich. They don't know what the heck it is. And it's like, well, don't tell them, Charlie, it's so delicious. He goes, we didn't judge where we were
Right.
well enough.
The kind of food that
The kind of
on a
food-
at a carnival, like on a
It was-
fairgrounds.
yeah, so-
not fairgrounds. What's it called? The boardwalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boardwalk.
So the thing is that so he said just change it to chicken ranch, anything with
Yeah.
maple. But because when people ask me what the banh mi is and I explain it in the pickled vegetable, I don't want no pickled vegetables. That
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
disgusting. So that was the other thing. We weren't selling as many. So finally,
One of our signature dishes.
yeah.
Right.
And then that was funny too when Charlie said, at the end they kind of interview us and this got edited out,
Set
but
up.
he was
Here we
like,
go, get ready.
well, it's not that.
I know it's. Go ahead.
He said, listen, I just have to say this to you guys. He just comes up with this out of the blue. He goes, the fiasco with the banh mi was banh you, not on banh mi.
Oh, my God.
Such a wit.
Oh, my God.
Because he did try to get us to change it.
Right.
We were like, no, they'll like it.
Yeah.
Have them
I
try
mean,
it.
that
you
was
know?
the one. That was one of the
And the next-
dishes we tested most.
That
too.
was
Really?
Yeah, we
really
worked hard
good.
on that, yeah.
And I think we would have done better if the next beach that they go to was Hilton Head. I think we might have had a different crowd.
So where did you start from, and how far up the coast did you go?
Myrtle Beach, and we were out
And Myrtle Beach.
Wow.
Wah, wah.
Wow. Wow.
However, they might do a redemption, like take the first losers of many seasons, because we were
Competitions, yeah.
season 10.
Yeah.
Take them, and then, as my brother said, so you can be the losers of the losers.
Well, so then
No
why
shame in this
don't we take the link to this and put it on the Food Network's Facebook page so you can ask them right now. Tell them you want redemption.
We want redemption, don't we, Paulette?
Look right
It's
into
right
the
back
camera.
there.
Look right into the camera.
Yep.
Tell them you want
what's that,
redemption.
this one?
Yeah, that one right there.
Oh, Food Network.
Tyler Florence.
Tyler, we loved you so much, and we're
Jeff,
good.
all
We're
the producers
good.
that we
Oh,
loved,
Yeah,
yeah.
and Kip,
Give us a
sound guy.
give us a chance again. Charlie will be right back with us.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Oh, it was just so awesome. We were good. We were fun, and we just didn't get a chance to show off.
I know. We only got really to show the maple dog, which people did love, as you know.
So if you had won so where was the next stop?
That
Hilton
was shameless. That was
Hilton
just
Head.
sad.
Did you follow along, or did you guys just catch a plane and hightail it
No,
back?
they sent us home.
Yeah. Oh, you're. I mean, you leave that day.
What?
When
No,
Tyler
next
said,
day.
"Well,
Yeah.
What if you want to? What if you say, well, we'd like to stay and rent a car and kind of follow along and go up and
no, it's
No.
you're on lockdown.
Yeah.
They run a tight ship there, and
It
once
would've
you're
been-
gone, you are gone because it's a competition.
Yeah.
Right.
So
They don't.
they
Yeah.
don't want you hanging around.
And they wouldn't want us buying the food if we had favorites
Yeah,
amongst
yeah,
the
yeah.
teams.
So what do? They book you a flight?
Yeah.
And you're the hell out of there.
We are.
Yeah, the next day.
Give our
We
keys.
do a final interview.
Oh my God.
What happened at the final interview?
You have to ask
it.
about the final
What?
interview.
I'm going to ask
Sorry.
about the final interview.
Okay.
right now. What happened at the final interview, Sue?
Well, I was beyond sick with a stomach,
I need
It's
to
terrible.
walk her back again though. This was one of the hardest things we had ever done because you're not in charge of your schedule. Also in television, I learned that there's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Sure.
So you're sitting there. Also, I don't want to give away any secrets, but there's a lot of hurry up and wait. You don't know when you're going to eat next. You don't know when your evening's going to end. You don't know when Tyler's going to call and give you the challenge. You don't know. You just don't know anything. But at the end of it all, you have to, at the end of the day, you have to drive the truck back and the follow car. You have to fill up the truck with gas, and then you have to take it back to commissary, which is like a bazillion miles away, and clean everything.
that was hard.
So we would crawl back and then drive back to your hotel, which is another bazillion miles away. It's really, really, everything was really spaced far apart. And we were exhausted at the end of the
so
night.
we got a little sick.
We
But we did not want to go home, though.
we didn't want to go
hard as-
home, but you're
Right.
you're like, what just happened? So and plus you're sad that you were voted off. I think there was that component of it too.
Right.
Or not voted off, that we lost.
Eliminated.
Yeah. So voted off. I'm on Survivor.
Right.
So the next day we have to get up and go do the exit interview and recall. They take you through the last 2 days. Sue got up. Charlie had been sick. Sue got up. Sue was violently ill. And all through this competition, for those of you who may or may not have watched, I came home and was diagnosed with bronchitis. So I was coughing and I barely had a voice. I sounded like, I sounded
Wow.
really bad. So I couldn't speak above a whisper. So it was a sad
But we
lot of us sitting there doing
Yeah.
this interview. Sue's eyeballs are rolling in her head. She's got a bucket sitting right next to her.
but we had
No.
to do it.
We
Yeah.
had to do it.
And we did it.
We did
And
it.
we looked pretty good.
Yeah.
You'll see once you get to watch it.
Yeah.
Is the exit interview? Did that make the clip?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
on there. I look like this. Sue's like
Charlie
"Yeah."
was better by then, so they even said we're going to make
Put
Charlie
him in the middle. Yeah.
Right.
and have him be,
Right.
and he was good.
Right.
And they edited it really well. So
That was the other thing. So we're on there and we're making all kinds of mistakes. And Sue's dropping whipped cream out of the exit of the truck.
This is
She's blowing up
in the truck.
In the truck, she blew up the stove. No, the oven, because everything is propane. And
dangerous.
Yeah, and the truck is stuffed with your sound people and your camera guy and your producer. And where was I going with this?
I don't know, but I will say this: another funny thing that happened was that you forget that you're mic'd all the time.
I think that's where I was going.
I think you were too.
Wait a minute. You were mic'd all the time?
All the
dang-
fucking time.
That's more dangerous than Sue.
I know.
All the
so
time.
at one
Till the
point-
bright
Oh,
days
you're
start.
That's what I'm
dropping
gonna tell-
F-bombs.
Yeah.
And at one point, we're standing in our truck like this because it got a tiny bit slow. Charlie's out there trying to get people, and all the teams, it's a little bit slow. Maybe because it wasn't an eating hour. I don't know. But all of a sudden, Paulette goes, "Look at those fucking bunch babes." They were doing cartwheels and round-offs and all these things, and they're gorgeous. They were the nicest women, and they're gorgeous blondes, all from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You're really, yeah.
Really, really beautiful women. And so I was like, Paul, get your ass out there and do some. But you forget that you're mic'd, so you're in the producer's ear all the time. And we would never have said that. We wouldn't have said anything like mean, not mean, but
Right.
And all of a sudden the producers and the cameraman, come on, we got to recreate
We gotta get that on camera.
That's great.
We gotta get that.
That's
we were
good.
just sitting there around
Because
watching.
it's good drama.
Yeah,
good
it was
drama.
good drama.
They wanted to
They
recreate it.
wanted these two old crows to be, to
Tell us
catch
about these
yeah,
brunch
to be
babes.
bitching
Yeah.
about the hot, nubile young babes across the way from us doing fucking hand flips to get people to come to their truck. The fuck?
It was hilarious.
That's fantastic.
It
So,
was.
yeah.
So there were quite a few times where we said things that we forgot they're all hearing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And
Now,
you know,
she blew a gasket over some sriracha?
She did. She did in that Sam's Club. We couldn't find anything. I think that's part of the, because they follow you with the cameras running, literally, because you have a time frame in which you have to get everything you need.
And we'd never been to a Sam's
Club.
Club.
Oh,
So that was
no.
poor
Yeah,
planning.
we
Well,
didn't know
we didn't know where we were going to be shopping, so it's not like you could research the layout of.
Do you have a certain amount of time that you need to get your
Yes.
shopping done?
Yes.
Stop
And
it.
so they run after you. That's a good look for me too. Behind me with the camera, and I'm like,
And the big
So we're-
carts, and you have a list of.
Sue,
things.
were you wearing an exercise bra, a fitness bra?
I should have been. I should have been strapped down. Because it was crazy.
It did get crazy. So they're running after you, and as you know, one of our signature dishes required the sriracha for sriracha mayonnaise.
For that winning banh mi sandwich.
Yeah, for the banh fucking me. Ugh! Makes me
God.
angry. Damn it!
Well, it was right next to the damn ketchup.
No,
No.
Paulette.
there was no goddamn
We
sriracha.
couldn't find it, so we had to go with hot sauce.
Yeah, but
You're
I get
kidding
caught
me.
Having a little bit of a fit on television.
camera?
Yeah,
That's
on camera.
awesome.
Yeah. We couldn't find the
No cilantro,
no cilantro, no ginger.
no ginger.
In a Sam's Club?
Maybe
Yeah.
it could have been there, but we couldn't find. We definitely couldn't
Sam,
find
what are you doing, buddy?
I think it was a southern thing. That's why the hot sauce.
Oh, yeah, but sriracha
I
should
know,
be
I
everywhere.
Do
know.
you think they have that in
Cilantro?
Costco? I don't think so.
What sriracha?
Cilantro?
Of course they do.
I don't think so.
I think you're right. Sam.
Ginger bulbs, they don't have at Costco.
Oh yeah, they're not selling bulk packages of ginger.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway.
Or at least as far as we know.
Yeah.
Which could be.
So it's not like you blow a gasket and you can go back and say, hey, the next day, can you cut that blown gasket part out?
Oh, no.
No, and that's where I was going because we were fucking up left, right, and center. And
Sure.
I was real, and you got the camera guy up your ass, you got the sound guy up your ass, and Sue's fucking up, and things are blowing up, and bottles of hot sauce are
Breaking.
falling, windows are popping open. It was Charlie's getting sick behind a bush.
No
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. So I'm like, oh my God, we are gonna look so bad. And this is hours and hours and hours of filming with the camera up your ass. And I thought this is gonna be edited to make us look like idiots. I was really worried about that, and I mean, especially after we were the first to be eliminated, I was so worried about that. But not to worry.
Not to worry.
No, they did such a I mean,
I'm
there was
sure
a
they
lot to
did.
work with, and they did a really, really great
Yeah.
job.
And everyone asks us this, so I'll just answer your question that I'm sure you're getting to.
Oh, my God. Don't you love it? God, I love you, Sue. Oh,
How is Tyler Florence? And I can, because he's
We
a big
knew you were
super.
gonna ask
yeah.
that.
I knew that.
Well, honestly, that's one of the questions I have here. Was he an ass?
He is so nice, like
at all.
genuinely
Yeah.
nice, And you see other celebrities and they're kind of jerks and above it all and stuff.
yeah, of
This
course.
guy was honestly
True blue.
true blue,
Yeah.
just a nice guy doing his job and having fun and that
Genuine
genuine.
guy. Yeah. What you see on TV is what you get.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah. And I was ready for him to be maybe a jerk. You know what I mean?
Was he kind of hot? Alex, don't watch this part.
He's kind of cute. Yeah, he is kind
he's
of cute.
attractive.
There were a lot of tourists to see him there.
Yeah.
That was
Really?
yeah.
Yeah. How far spread apart were these trucks, by the way?
With so at least for the first several episodes, and we were only in one, but they put us in like a semicircle, so
Oh.
everybody could come and try different things.
Oh.
Yeah, you're all and so that's how we were able to see those nubile blondes doing
outside of their
Right.
truck.
Did you think at some point that you would put on a bikini or something and go out there? And take
That
take that
wasn't
hair
gonna
clip out and just go with it? Did
would've
that
had a
cross your
hose,
mind
like,
at
wash
some
myself
point?
Crossed my
down.
mind to get rid of the bikini. It did.
No, I was really wrapped up. I can only do so many things at once, JD.
Were you allowed
I
to
was
get?
cooking.
Were you allowed to get on a speaker and a microphone?
Well,
and
Charlie
music.
had written all these funny songs that were original and just hilarious songs. So, and he had his guitar,
Yeah.
but he never got to use it because
He got sick.
the
Yeah.
day he was going to bring the guitar, and he forgot it.
Yeah. So he would. The
Because
plan was to
after
have
we
him.
saw the backflipping and stuff, we need, and
Yeah,
he had brought his
you-
guitar just for
we
fun.
gotta
A
get our
lure.
A game
You
on.
need a lure.
Right. So
Yeah.
what we thought, was Charlie, get yourself with the guitar out there and sing some funny songs about our food, you know.
Or just,
No.
and he has and showcase your voice. He has a beautiful singing
Yeah,
voice.
yeah.
He's talented.
But anyway, so that just didn't happen because he was sick that morning and he forgot.
So if Charlie were here right now, shame on you, Charlie.
Shame on
Charlie,
you,
Charlie.
Charlie.
Can't believe-
Charlie.
New York City. If he were here right now, he would be playing the guitar and singing those songs.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
Probably.
Can we please have Charlie come onto the show
Oh, he would love it.
when, at some point?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yes, he would love it. He's such a ham.
Yeah.
That's so great. Wow.
He was fun. It was great.
He was fun.
Were the other two pissed that they? It was only three.
Oh, that's a great question.
Well, then I had my daughter, but yeah, no,
and
She
your
doesn't
daughter. That's
count.
right.
yeah. Well, she was just
kidding.
a
What's her
surprise baby.
Sally.
Sally.
Sally. How old is Sally?
Sally is 17 months younger
Oh,
than the boys,
God.
so she's
Right?
20.
You and I
Two.
both have known these. I mean, I've
Yeah.
only seen them a couple times,
Yeah.
but they were just about
Just-
this big.
yeah.
I know.
They
like
don't
Lily.
remember me.
That's
Little
probably
woolly
about
bears.
Yeah.
Lily's age.
Yeah.
when-
Four or
Yeah,
five.
four
Yeah.
or
How
five.
old's your daughter? Yeah. oh,
She's 4.
right
she's a
now. She's
cutie pie.
4.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
See the
you're
gray
busy.
coming in?
Wow. Just one? You only have one?
Just one.
Oh.
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
You never know.
You. No. You never knew.
That's for
But
darn
were
sure.
the other kids upset
No.
that Charlie got this spot?
No,
How
because
did Charlie get into the team?
Well, it was another woman with us, and she dropped out. And once they were interviewing us, she was like, "I can't do this." So it was
Who was that?
Mel, the hairdresser, our friend.
Mel, thanks, Mel. We love you, Mel.
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 And so we said, "Oh my gosh!" And Charlie just happened to have graduated from college in December, and had nothing going on. So we said, "Charlie, you want to do it?" He was like, "Yeah."
Timing was perfect.
Because he,
Was it?
Yeah, it was perfect. And I think that he is probably one of the reasons we got on there.
I
Sure.
agree.
Sure.
I agree.
Isn't that something?
There's
So,
young
yeah.
energy.
George would never, ever, he'd be just like, "No, I would never do that." And Flynn,
Flynn's a cook in your family.
yeah, he is, but Charlie, that's the other thing, the little secret is that Charlie
doesn't
can't cook.
Yeah.
He can't.
No.
Well, so he goes to the University of Rochester.
He graduated from the University of Rochester.
so
yeah.
he probably his idea of cooking is probably the hot plate in the dorm room
The ramen.
and the ramen and macaroni and cheese if you want to get
Yeah.
fancy.
And
Yeah.
Grubhub on his parents' cards. Yeah.
Yes, right. Oh my God. So, so when's Charlie coming back home?
Charlie's coming back home
Soon.
very soon. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember, right around Labor
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
And he'll be here for 6 days.
Okay.
I don't know, you're already booked.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he'll be home
Shit.
again.
I know.
He'll be home at Christmas.
Because I was thinking that would be a good
Well, maybe we could do a Christmas
Oh.
Christmas thing with Charlie.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Oh,
Would you want to come back for that?
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
absolutely.
we
You
could
will.
make you
Yeah.
some of our food.
Oh my God, you guys.
You got a kitchen over there. I'm dying
Oh no,
to
no
get
food.
into.
I hate food. I don't eat food.
Oh. But that set over there, I'm like,
But that
get
would
me
be
behind
fun.
there.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
Let's do that. So, when did the show air? I mean, it started June.
Are you having a hot flash?
Yeah, I'm having a hot flash.
Is she going to be all right? Do we,
Do we get a bucket? She's good.
No, I'm good.
She's good.
So,
is she all right?
Yeah, she's good.
Do we need to get a couple of cold washcloths?
She's good. You don't have a uterus, JD. You
I
don't know what it's
have a
like.
uterus. I'm
you
sorry.
don't know what it's like.
You know, just because I don't have a uterus doesn't mean that I'm wrong and bad.
No.
that's true.
Sherilyn says that I am.
No, you tell Charlotte.
Yes.
No.
No, it's just that you don't understand.
Sherilyn
But
wants to have a shirt made for me that says, I have a penis, therefore I'm wrong.
I like that
Well,
idea.
Do you like that?
actually,
she
yeah.
could maybe make a lot of money.
Oh, I know that.
That's a great with all the toxic masculinity out there.
Of
and,
course.
you know, white guy.
But
like
anyway.
dumb white guys. That would
Dumb
be an
white guys, of
awesome
course.
shirt.
So anyway, so
I'd buy
Sue's
one of
having a
those.
hot flash. Did she have a hot flash during the show at all?
I think we did. I think we both had some hot flashes, didn't we?
Well, that's the other thing. Our friendship
Yes.
weathered this, came
Yes.
out stronger. You know, she annoyed the bejesus out of me.
Really?
But and I'm
Really?
sure I did. You know, I annoyed her. I got bossy and
Did you?
Yeah, yeah, a little draconian. A
Well, yeah, just
little
bossy.
bit, just a little bit.
But that's cool though. that
yeah,
you
we
guys-
had a great. I
We
think
had a-
what came across is we had a lot of fun.
We had so much fun.
Yeah.
So when did the show air? June.
I think June 9th.
8th.
or 2nd?
8th.
I don't remember.
It started to air in June.
Let me look at my, yes.
So, and you guys made it through the beginning. So,
We were on the show.
so
Indeed,
the show
yeah.
started on June 8th, and you were off by June 9th. So, how can we watch this show?
I don't know because we're not good at tech.
If you have, no.
Oh, okay. You're good. at
Charlie,
What?
help, please help us.
that. No, you do know how.
So if you have Xfinity or Comcast,
Okay.
you could go back and you could, queue up the Great Food Truck Race.
Season 10.
Season 10, Episode 1.
Season 10,
Yeah.
episode
Episode
1.
one. And I think it's on Hulu and all that other stuff too. Amazon. No?
I know. I think that takes a little while. Older seasons go on to
Oh, really?
those
Okay.
things. Yeah, because it's a new season.
So, final question.
Yeah.
Have either of you, or together, collectively, said, hey, we were on the Food Network, the great food truck race. We're off, but we should run with this. We have a feather in our cap now.
Hell yeah.
Should we, together, start our own food truck business and
Hell
ride,
to the yes.
and continue to ride that wave?
Yeah.
Well, I think we would do really well. It's hard to find food trucks though.
I've been all over Craigslist looking for
Oh, to
something.
buy a food truck
Yeah,
that's
Or
you
ready.
even
should.
to rent one or to just have one.
Yeah.
We've been thinking about tricking out a trailer.
Have
a
you
trailer.
been?
No, we're not thinking
An
about
RV.
that.
That's money. That's money.
Yeah, no, we're not thinking about
Have you guys been over to Camp Mead, Exit 9, Middlesex on Sundays
No.
I
for
was
their
there
food truck
yesterday.
for their food truck eat-ups?
I didn't know there were food trucks, but I know they have live music there. I just saw it on the thing.
Lissy.
Okay.
Sundays starting around 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Camp Mead, Exit 9, Route 2. They have their Sunday night eat-ups, which is it's basically
Oh,
a
we
little
should go, Paul.
mini food truck
Yeah.
festival. It's all local food trucks, wine, local beers, local foods, the tacos, everything.
Oh my God.
You have to go.
Well, and we did try to go, but it was closed. But there's apparently a really great food truck on Route 12 between Montpelier and Northfield. It's in Northfield Falls.
Okay.
Called Rocket J's.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Have you ever eaten there?
No.
Okay. Well,
No.
it's only open like from 5 to 10 at night.
Well, there's a food truck craze going on.
I
right now.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Have you ever been on Route 1 in Wells, Maine, to Congdon's Donuts?
No.
Yeah.
The famous Congdon's
Yeah.
Donuts.
Do they have a food truck?
They have a food truck festival there. I think every Wednesday and Saturday night,
Get the fuck out.
and it's called Congdon's After Dark. And you go in there, and there's a million picnic tables,
Wow.
and there's probably 15 or 20 food trucks. One's doing fried fish, one's doing tacos, one's doing, and it is the
Wow.
bomb.
Wow.
Wow.
You have to. I'm telling you guys.
Is it going through the end of August?
It goes right through the end of the seasons,
Okay.
whatever that may be.
Let's take a little trippy.
I think we should.
Guys,
Also,
I'm
Arts
telling you.
Riot too in Burlington. I've
Which
been up
one?
to.
The Arts Riot.
has
Okay.
great food trucks too. I've been up there.
Promise me you'll go to Congdon's
Yeah.
After Dark.
We
I'm
will.
telling you, you're gonna.
We're going to thank you.
You're gonna end up thanking me.
Why
And
do you think people like food truck? Why do you think there's a craze?
I think
going
it's fast, it's convenient, it's good, it's fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, you get it right off the grill, bang, it's right in. I mean, if you've been up to Samples, have you been up at Bob and Brenda Sample up
I've
at
had
Joe's
their food,
Pond?
though.
on? Yeah.
Oh,
From
my
back
What
when they were at
pond?
the airport.
Joe's Pond.
Yeah.
They used to be at the
At
airport.
the airport. And
but they
that
have
food's
their
great.
their
They've
food
catered
truck.
some things,
They
yeah.
do catering.
Yeah.
Their food truck up at Joe's Pond is unbelievable. You go in there and get prime rib. I mean,
That's their thing, right?
yes.
Prime rib?
And
Oh, wow.
meatballs.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean
Pub
everything.
cheese.
I'm telling you,
Well, we're going to go.
check it out.
I want to do that.
But
I'm intrigued
if
by
you guys are thinking about starting up your own food truck,
Yeah.
please,
I will. We'll bring you on.
Yeah.
You can be the front man like Charlie if he's not around.
Yeah.
I would.
Too
Would you
busy
take-
in
yeah.
NYC.
Yeah, or
love to.
You know,
Okay.
making the big bucks.
Who
in
makes the
NYC.
decisions here on that?
Me.
You. Okay. So if you do the
She's
food
just
truck,
quicker on the draw.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, would you
I'm
really
in.
want to do it?
I'm in.
Wouldn't
Of
that
course
be
I
fun?
would.
That would be a great thing.
outta
No,
here.
no kidding.
With you dropping f bombs
I would
left and right.
love that.
Are you
That'd
kidding
be
me?
Awesome.
I'm in. So
Okay.
if you decide you're going to get out of
Seriously?
real estate
Well,
or do real estate on the side,
yeah, on the side.
Or do the food truck on the side.
There you go.
Got
'Cause here's the thing. One of the things we realized that's so great about a food truck is you're not stuck in one location.
Yeah.
of course,
And you can make your own hours,
Right.
make your own days. I know that was
of course.
final comment.
Yeah, no.
Oh, get you,
You
in.
you
Oh,
ladies are amazing.
that was fun.
Thank you. That was
It
a
was
fast
super
hour.
fun.
Was it an hour?
Was it an
That was
hour?
a fast hour.
Wow.
I can't wait for you to come back with Charlie. The Christmas spectacular is
So
coming.
really, do you really would like if I went and financed a food truck?
Yeah.
You'd be into.
Yep.
Okay, so it's seasonal, obviously.
Yes,
So
of
maybe
course.
something for next summer.
Yes.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Be so much fun. Oh my God. I mean, come on. This
could
is the
have-
beginning of something right,
Right.
here.
Something good. This
Uh,
is like our interview when we
this
did
is
it
the
with
interview.
well, but when we did it with
Yes.
so it's just a good energy and just kind of wing it and have fun.
Thanks for subscribing, everyone, for having fun tonight with us. Aired Out with Sue Aldrich and Paulette.
Fiorentino,
You heard it right there.
Tiny Flower.
Live tonight on this Wednesday evening. Thanks to Fontaine Forestry and Millworks, and of course, Gothier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance in Orange. My two presenting sponsors. Got some great people that are backing this up and supporting me, and I appreciate it very much. We'll catch you next time. That's going to do it for Aired Out. Thanks again for subscribing. Be well.
Bye.
Okay. That was fun.
Wow, I didn't realize that last.